Does this film hit its mark? Let's find out. Hello Fanatics, I'm Dylan Phillips, and this is the Film Fanatic Review bringing you The Hitman's Bodyguard, starring Ryan Reynolds, Samuel L. Jackson, and Gary Oldman. First, we'll tell you what the movie's about and our initial thoughts. Then we'll move on to our spoiler-free likes and dislikes. We'll finish up with some spoiler-heavy thoughts on this film and our final word. The Hitman's Bodyguard follows the story of an executive-level bodyguard who is tasked with protecting a rival hitman who must testify at the International Court of Justice. Overall, I enjoyed this film. I don't really care what Rotten Tomatoes is saying because this movie is funny. As much as it doesn't bring anything new to the buddy cop action comedy genre, it's still entertaining. For what I liked about this film, let's start off with the best part, the cast. It's a crime that Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson have not done a movie together because their chemistry in this movie is phenomenal. Between Ryan's sarcastic nature and Samuel L. Jackson's no-bull attitude, they definitely made for a great mismatched pairing. It honestly feels like these characters were more or less ad-libbed by the actors playing them. And despite how great their chemistry was, the best person in the cast by far is Salma Hayek. She is absolutely hilarious in this film. Apart from the cast, this film boasts some great action sequences thanks to its direction and cinematography. However, as much as there are some great action scenes, it also feels oversaturated with the amount of car chases in it. The film is also a little too long at the 2-hour mark, as you could easily cut out around 20 minutes. They also had this weird ghosting effect with the light where it bleeds out behind some of the actors in some of the scenes. And I could understand using that for potential flashback sequences, but this happens very irregularly throughout the film. The misuse of Gary Oldman in this film is also a huge travesty. He's a phenomenal villain actor, and they didn't use him in the way that they could have. But the biggest issue to me is the script, as it has a very slow setup, but it's also that it doesn't dive deeper into the central theme of this story. Who's really in the wrong? The man who kills the bad guys, or the man who protects them? And that's where I'll end our spoiler-free thoughts on this film. If you want to hear our final word or rating of this film, pause now and click the link in the description, because now it's time for spoilers. I don't think there's much to say spoiler-wise about this movie. While technically there are some things that don't really work in the script and the editing, this film is still quite entertaining. And the best scenes to me were every prison scene with Salma Hayek, the banter scenes between Reynolds and Jackson, the final scene between Jackson and Oldman, and the hardware store fight scene. That fight scene is probably one of the best of the year so far. So, with the thoughts heard, here's our final word. The Hitman's Bodyguard is an entertaining action comedy that relies on the chemistry between its main stars. While the story feels like a typical 90s action flick and may push its runtime, the characters alone make this film certainly hit its mark. This film, despite other reviews, is quite fun and action-packed, so I'm going to give The Hitman's Bodyguard a 7. Thanks everybody for watching our review. Are you planning on seeing The Hitman's Bodyguard, or if you've already seen it, do you have something to add? What did you think of the story? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Dylan Phillips, and this has been the Film Fanatic Review. If you liked this video and you want to see more, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Check out our latest Worth the Watch video where we recap and review Season 7 of Game of Thrones. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. And until next time, Fanatics, keep it real.